I had a very brief conversation with my dad over the first and second Sin City. My dad loved the first movie and hated the second, saying the second one was stupid, or something along those lines. I hadn't actually seen the second one at that time. I saw the first one and wasn't a big fan the first time I watched it. The second time and third time I liked it a bit more. If you wish to see my review on that, please check out my previous video in the description at the end. So I am going to be making comparisons between the two movies. Sin City, A Dame to Kill For is one of the better movies I've seen in a while. But the reason I liked this one is mainly because it's not guilty of the sins of the first movie. The really big sin that A Dame to Kill For is guilty of is for almost the entire movie, I couldn't friggin' tell if this was a prequel or a sequel. And after doing a bit of research, I realize now that it was a combination prequel and sequel, because there are events that happen in this movie that I knew this had to have happened before the first one. And there were events that most definitely had to have occurred after the first Sin City. And it was just so confusing to watch, but other than that, A Dame to Kill For was still pretty cool. I really liked some of the shots that they got within this movie. There were two really amazing shots in particular that I was a huge fan of. The part where we get an extreme close-up of the cards being shuffled in the back room, and the part where Dwight is at Ava's house for the first time, and he's watching Ava as she dives into the pool naked. I couldn't contain myself when I saw that, and honest to God, I said this out loud to myself. Man, that looks cool. I'm starting to realize that the one reason why I didn't like the first Sin City is because I think that movie just had such a bleak ending for most of the stories. At least in this one, you get to see the good guys win more so than in the first one. I think the only story that I wasn't a big fan of was the one that Johnny's a part of. Not because I don't like his character or the storyline of this part, mind you, but because his storyline just felt kind of pointless to add into here. At least with the last movie, the stories felt like they had a bit of a point and they had a non-linear connection on some level. He comes to see his father, he gets his ass kicked, his girlfriend got killed, and then he gets killed himself. I think that this was the most disappointing part of the movie because nothing but misery happens here. He wins at the tables, but other than that, he doesn't win anything else. I know that that's kind of the point of the story, but still. It wasn't bad, but it just felt so pointless despite the fact that I liked Johnny's part of the movie. So, my main issue with the first Sin City was this. Physics wasn't a thing, and the pacing was too fast. Marv is one of the characters who is just a big screw you to physics in the world of Sin City. And I took a little bit of issue with the fact that he was super strong in the first movie. Here, I guess I didn't mind so much because he wasn't doing it nearly as often as he was in the first Sin City. And I'm very glad that this movie was a lot smarter than the first Sin City. The pacing improved a lot when you compare the pacing of A Dame to Kill For to the pacing of the first Sin City. And I am more satisfied with this movie. Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. It's very similar to the first Sin City in the stories that it tells. So in that sense, I do feel like it's better because it is paced better, and I do like that more. With that, Sin City, A Dame to Kill For gets 5 stars out of 5.